Hello guys, this is Exodo for the third video of my speedrunning tutorial of BB&T All Boss Token. So in this third video I will show you how to do the third world, yay, which is the Arabian Era. So once it's over for the Aztec era, you spawn here and just fall down the stairs by jumping because it's faster. There, go in the water, make a jump to land around here, and then you can charge a world to go to the third world, which is in this direction. So you roll all the way up here, and then to enter this era, we are supposed to collect many gears and to beat the Viking boss. So we'll just do the same thing as we did for the baboon riding fight. You take control of Taze, take bugs, and throw bugs at the door. You will enter the world just like this. Okay, so there is, let's say, a lot to cover about this world. First, for a quick reminder, there are 3 tokens in each world. A race token, let's say a level token, and an era token. For this era token, you need to deliver 4 genies to unlock the token and then to collect it. The 4 genies are stuck in 4 temples, so we'll begin by the wind temple. So you just take Taz and go there, and there are here, let's say, 2 strats you can do. What I like to do and what I think is faster, as soon as you enter, you jump here to land on this switch. You can only turn on the switch with Taz by spinning. This will turn on those let's say just those. Once this is done, take control of bugs, call Taz here, and then you can make it to the end. We are supposed to travel all this by jumping on those wind fan, let's say, but we want to save time, so we'll only turn on one switch. You have the choice. My strat turned on this one, and I think it's faster because all you have to do is with bugs jump on there and then dive up here, and then you can go to the genie just by jumping. If you're not comfortable with this for some reason, you can turn on this one instead. So you can see what you're supposed to do, and I failed it. But with this strat, I think it's easier to get on there, like this. But the main positive aspect of this strat is if you fail both ways, you have a backup. Just jump on the base of this spider, and then you can easily do another jump to the top of those things, like this. But you will need to do a dive jump to reach the genie, which is not the case if you do the first strat. The first strat is harder to get the backup. Now, something very important: once you deliver the genie, a cutscene is playing. During the second half of the cutscene, you can actually move. So what we're gonna do is, during the cutscene, taking control of Taz and hold down, and we will leave the room during the cutscene. So let's do it. First part of the cutscene, and second part, switch to Taz and hold down. If Taz was at a good spot, you should leave the place just during the cutscene. Once you're out, take bugs and roll to the water temple. Just ignore this tweet. For the water temple, once again, there are 2 strats. The strat everybody does is this one. Just go here. You need to have both characters on this switch in order to turn it on, and to unlock the door. You go there, jump, dive, you swim. The spider can bite you once or twice, depends on your luck basically. And then go here and jump to the chain. This is what most people do. There is a faster strat, but I don't recommend you to go for it because it's hard and only save less than a second. As soon as you enter, you charge a roll, and you will go here and release the attack button under the under these things. I don't know how to call it in English. Once again, sorry for my bad English. This will make bugs go out of bounds, and as soon as it's done, you need to go back in the direction of the door, basically, which is where Taz is, to make you fall in the water. And I failed it once again, and I left the place. Alright, so it should look like this. Alright, you can hear that sound. I'm in the water. I quickly switch to Taz and then to bugs to have a better camera angle view. And then I swim all this way here. Go up from there. Make sure you don't try to go up too fast because you may end up being stuck behind the wall. And then you're on the other side. It's a bit, let's say it's a bit slower to actually save the genius, but once it's done, you can leave the room during the cutscene like in the previous temple, which is not the case in the current strat. So I recommend you to do this one. Ready? I don't recommend anyone to go for the hard strat because it's hard. Well, if you can find a consistent setup or get it fast enough, and you feel like you can do it, just go for it. Alright, during this genius cutscene, what you have to do is, when you can, you switch to Taz, go first up and left, and then only up, like this. Up, left, up. And Taz will get closer to the door. You can see I traveled at least half of the distance. So, once you leave here, you're about to enter the main point of this game. Let's say the race we're about to do, which is a carpet chase, yeah, is the most important thing in this world run. There is one thing you need to do to make your run being good. If you don't do that, it's over, it's screwed, you can reset, your run is bad. So, the main thing, and this is the most important thing, want this guy here, stop and raise his arm, you yell, "Bring back that lamp!" So I was talking when he said it, so I was a bit late, but if you don't do so, your run is not good. Okay, besides that joke, this is the only meme of the game, so usually yelled, "Bring back that lamp" during this moment. We don't actually know why, it's just like this. So, this race looks a bit like the shield race. You have to finish before this guy who stole a lamp. You can throw him coconuts, but it's not a big deal. Just make sure you don't hit any wall, like this, which costs a lot of time. Or any of those guy in their carpet, like this. Both kill you in one hit, so just avoid them. You can throw them coconuts too, to make it easier. Like this. There's not much to say about this race though. I usually stay near the ground. I don't think this is faster or slower, I just do this. You can take carrots if you're low on health. This guy is very annoying. Please make sure once you're up there, he's pretty much hidden from those things, I don't know the name. So be careful at this point. is probably the worst thing that can happen in this race. But if you just be careful, you shouldn't have to worry that much. So once you're here, nothing really changed, but you can see the walls now. You can see there's an invisible wall, so just follow where you are going. Alright, we are about to end the race. What I like to do is to slowly getting closer to the ground like this, because I think at this cutscene being closer to the ground is faster. I'm not really sure about it though, and it's not a huge time saver if this is one. So you can match a jump button once it's over because it's already on the no. But now we are about to roll to our next destination. Make sure you don't hit death, otherwise you will re-enter the race, which is very bad. So what you have to do, bring back that lamp! Excuse me. What you have to do is first turn around and then charge your roll. Alright, go up here, take the stairs, and then you can either keep working with bugs or cold death. I usually keep running with bugs, it's not that much a big deal. And we finally enter the Royal Gardens, which is like, let's say, almost every level of this game. Kinda puzzling level, because you need to collect 3 pearls in order to unlock the token. So, first you need to take that flute and play a melody by pressing left, up, right and down. Once this is done, Cortez, take control, go here. You can do a spin here to get a little bit of time, another one here. And now there are 3 switches which open, each one opens the gate. We'll start by the right one. Here, travel through the maze, and now enter this building. As soon as you're here, you can press right to go near bugs and take bugs. You have to throw bugs in all of those 4 rings, I guess. So let's do this. Once the first is done, go here with bugs, cold as, and do the other ones. You have to make sure bugs don't hear the rings like this. So yeah, you can see bugs is hitting the boundaries of the ring, so it's not turned on yet. For the last one, you can aim to the float directly like this, and there is another QT. It's the same thing, left, up, right, down. Now jump here, and you can, on this rope, you can go quicker by pressing jump, but sometimes, for an unknown reason, bugs will just be locked if you try to jump, so you will have to climb this way by pressing up. Alright, then. Okay, like this. See? Exactly. Sometimes bugs does things like this. So once you're on the top, collect this spear, and 1 on 3 is done. But take control of tails, called bugs, and throw bugs near the door. Here you can take tails to work, but as you will stop here and call bugs once again, I don't think this is worth it. I just usually keep running with bugs. Call tails when I'm at here, and jump on this vase to go on the bush, like this. We're out of bound once again. We want to fall under the map to do a warp. For this, we have to go there. But See, sometimes bug is too high, like this. You need to go here to fall down and then go right to fall like this. So once you're out of bounds, up, perform a warp like this, and then you need to collect the two remaining pearls like this. So you can start by whichever you want, it doesn't really matter. So I will go here first. You can see those three shadows, which is a clue to know we are going in the right direction. So take this pearl. Then you call back bugs here and go back out of bounds during a bounce. And you go for the third and last pearl, which is there. You see this building with the orange roof? You can use it to make sure you are going in the right direction. Basically, you need to go at the two spots which are next to this building. And the last pearl is here. Unlike the other token level we got, in the Royal Gardens there are no boss to fight. So when I will collect this pearl, the token will spawn. But something which is pretty annoying is that once the token spawns, you have to wait for a certain time before you can actually collect it. Otherwise you can just try to work on the token and just nothing happens. You need to wait. But something I discovered like 20 minutes ago is that we can use this to do strat which is a little bit of time. So, as for the genies, during the second part of the cutscene, which is here, I can move with steps and I go down and left. Move here and I call bugs, excuse me, and I will go to the entrance of the level and stop here, then collect the token. Then what we used to do is just to pause and go back to the central area. But this, when you do this strat, you just have to make a few steps in and it's done. It is not a huge time saver, it just saves the time you make to pause the game and go back to the central area. You may want to still leave the level this way by pressing start and leaving. It's not a big deal, honestly. Alright, and now we are going to the Earth Temple. In this Earth Temple, you need to take bugs once again to make another throwaway. So you go here under this crystal. Make sure you are perfectly, well, it's not perfectly, but just be perpendicular with this wall, and then throw bugs, and you perform your throwaway. It's pretty simple, honestly. One thing which is pretty amusing is that this place, the Earth Temple, is probably the only place in the game where if you fail your warp, the spawn lord don't take you to the spawn point, but at the same place, we don't really know why. So you can do this and fall forever. You can see bugs falling. We don't know why. And one thing I can mention is that when you are out of bounds, you cannot just go back in bounds like this by walking in the wall. Well, at least you cannot with bugs, but it's not a big deal with tests. You can just walk and poof, go back in bounds. Alright, so once you're out of bounds with bugs, walk up, go there, and you will fall. Then perform a warp to reach the chain. Another thing you can do, which is a bit slower, but you can do it if you're not confident, is instead of going right here, you just walk always in that direction. You will fall and you can warp, but you are, say, more far from the genie, so you have to travel more by hovering, which is slower than walking. Gosh, I have some trouble speaking English, I'm sorry. Anyway, so get here and save this genie. During the cutscene, hold up and then hold up left, which is basically the opposite of the water temple when you hold up left first and then just up. Alright, then leave this place and charge your world with bugs. We're about to enter the fire temple, which is the last temple before getting the token. I failed it. So, two things you can do. The first one, which I think Ayash does, go here, do a dive jump, get a damage boost from the lava, and you reach the chain. You cannot move during this cutscene, so just wait. What I do, and it's, let's say, half of a second faster, instead of jumping on this platform, go here and just go quickly in the lava and hold up, and you will reach this place. You will take one more hit, so be careful if you're low on health. Once this is done, switch to Tez and go to this building where the token waits for you. I like to switch to bugs to take the token. That doesn't make a huge difference, so go for whatever you like. And now we collect all 3 tokens of this era. But it's not over yet. One last thing we have to do is to leave this place and to talk to this 2D. This 2D will teach us, well, at least bugs, how to throw carrots. This might sound crazy, but you just have to keep holding both camera buttons to enter the first person, and then use the jump button to throw carrots. Like this. Well, that's pretty much it for this tutorial, at least for the third world. Next video will cover the last world, which is the Arabian Era. Once again, feel free to ask any question you have, and I hope this can help anybody. Thanks for watching, and see you for the next video.